right now. Best of 5. We're playing moving. Here we go. And you know what I think we should do as we take a look at this starting round, Gelotris? We should count it in. So are you ready? You're intrepid to do this with us.
Grand finals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Blinky, DEBRE. Blinky, recent world champ, has been dominant
best players in all of
in the World League. DEBRE has been looking amazing so far this tournament.
Down towards Brazil.
Yeah, and
Blinky 3-0'd Finbar here, full flawless done through the entire series. DEBRE 3-1 BLINKY, I believe. Looked very good.
The municipalities of Brazil.
Blinky going pretty quickly here. Both of these guys, I think,
for themselves. They
I don't think I know. Both of these guys are extremely good at moving.
Gonna be first one to log in. DEBRE will follow suit. He's gonna be in the very
Do not
same
expect
area,
full
a bit
flawlessness
further towards
in the
the
moving.
north, and it's gonna get the first hit home in this one. A small one at that. We've seen 96 points make a great difference before, and it sure as hell can here as well. We'll see now what happens here. Round number 2 is where we're at.
No big surprise there. First game moving, and they both end up in the same area. Now, things get a bit more tricky, as we don't have that many things to read around us.
Definitely don't. And just to outline these two players, of course, I mean, BLINKY, he's won it all. He's won the... Wait, is this in Chernobyl? Is this Pripyat? On the sign?
It does say it, and I mean...
It literally says Pripyat on the sign.
Right next to Chernobyl. Okay, interesting location.
They both got it.
That is oddly specific, but there you go. Are we going to get a 10K in the grand finals? Is that actually what we're given?
That is very interesting.
A lot of grids, actually.
Hold on,
a lot of roads.
Trying to line up the road. I think they both got the 5K.
No 10Ks for us, but they're both going to be close enough. A tie at 5K -1 for both of them. Goes to show the level of play as we head into round number 3.
Round number 3 it is. We have those yellow outlines. Very good clue for this country.
All right.
Which we have seen a fair amount of time today.
Low key.
South Africa.
Yep.
5Kable, not gonna lie.
We have different approaches.
So if they get a sign with that intersection, someone gets a sign, it's definitely 5Kable.
On the road.
Oh, got some signs going on.
Gets to a good sign with a lot of information.
DEBRE forced to reset there as well. Didn't get a whole lot going down the way that he was initially going. BLINKY, on the other hand, opted to go towards the west earlier and came
BLINKY
to
got a
info
sign.
faster, but
Started zooming into a couple locations.
Guess early on.
Has another
Half the
sign.
time has gone through this round. We'll see who's going to be the first one to get the guess. And once again, looking at the same sign for the third time, I believe.
Knows exactly where that is.
Maybe double check the name, whether it be the road number, whatnot. I'm not sure. But still, 15 seconds on the clock. You'd be surprised if anyone's going to log in here now. Is that a border that we found?
Interesting. I've read Uppington, but apparently I was wrong. He saw something on the sign. He just looked at it for a split second. Apparently that's enough for BLINKY.
Could just be both of them locked in on the border, but each their position. It's going to be DEBRE's position. There you have it. Great guess of BLINKY. 5K for him. Nice readjustment at the very last second.
That was a very, very good guess. Took them a little bit more time than they wished
That's
for.
so impressive
but they
from
got
both
there
of
in
them.
the end.
Yep. Good thing they waited for longer.
A lot of like professional geoguesser. A lot of the guesses are so good it makes like the other guess seem bad. Or not bad, but like not impressive. But DEBRE's guess is impressive there.
Round number 4, we have a Philippines-specific poll. And once again, they hunt for these province name, which you get all over the place. The Philippines.
A lot of islands to pick and choose from. Where are you headed here? No clear indicators, at least on the side of DEBRE yet, but BLINKY with a lot of text to decipher. Is he going to go for the quick guess? I think he might just when he zooms in this decisively. Yes, there's oftentimes a login immediately to follow.
DEBRE searching for some pressure. You could tell from his face expression, but
I like these guys.
Is he just making it based on the He was
Oh,
considering
DEBRE's
it.
He's floating all over the place. That's his third island in 3.
Almost got that without any info, but BLINKY right on it.
DEBRE was on it and clicked off.
4,000 damage round 4. Watch out, DEBRE. You're in dangerous territory now. BLINKY is not wavering whatsoever. Round 5. DEBRE down to just over 1,500 health.
This is
interesting
what we are
trees here
on this location.
At least they'll get to work with more so they can move out of the way.
They will probably. In this occasion, they probably should drive up the hill.
Up the hill, yeah, exactly.
Because we had some elevation. Not elevation. I mean, yes, elevation. You had that too. But yeah.
There were some houses up the top of the hill that made it look like that was the right direction to go.
Ancash, which is district.
Maybe I need to learn the districts of Peru.
Yeah, departments probably, yes.
There you go.
I both found the exact same sign.
On my India grind, though.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that the other person hasn't logged in yet and it's info that was somewhat accessible right from the start, you're imagining, okay, he already has this one as well, now we've got to be more specific. We can't just go regional here. I assume he has the info, he would have logged in already. We gotta try and see if we can get some more Blinky though. Happy with what he's got. He's gonna log in. DEBRE, hand in the air, not seeming too happy with the time that he's been given to work with.
Yeah. It feels like they are looking for something more than just having that Ancash.
They're on each their side of the mountain, and it's going to be Blinky closer once again. Third round in a row that he finds the city proper.
DEBRE, 3.5 times damage can still win this game.
Coming out of the
Only takes
reigning
one
world
good guess.
champion here. Round number 6, DEBRE down to under 1,000. This is getting dangerous very quickly.
We are in round 6. So far, it's looking very, very good for Blinky. Very good lead. DEBRE really needs to pull something off here.
Definitely is.
And we have them both hovering around Ireland.
Up and down the rope we go. DEBRE.
Someone fix Blinky's monitor. He's playing with his monitor off.
Exactly. Blinky not really in trouble with it being a somewhat small.
Has not found really any area
DEBRE,
information
on the other hand, sitting top 1,000
in terms of like
here.
road names.
Could easily be game over with
like
3.5 times
DEBRE is all
multipliers. Blinky, first one once again to log in, putting the pressure on. DEBRE has a good sign to work with, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
Yeah, it looks like Blinky used the mountain alignment there.
Yeah, could be. He's going to go further south. Way further south. This
DEBRE's going
could very
south.
well be game if it is. It is DEBRE's direction though.
That's going to be a lot of damage.
What a strike back with the multipliers. That's half health bar chucked off.
Almost 3K in Ireland.
Impressive.
It's not something you see every day.
Possible multi-merchant out of DEBRE here. We'll see how this round goes.
From that one, but nice
round
last
7.
second readjustments there from DEBRE to keep him in this race.
Okay. Shouldn't be too much damage here.
Right into this one. Once again, we are back in what seems like Oman. A lot of ridges.
Yeah. Big enough country, while it might not be too varied, big enough country,
be, you know,
easily lose 800 health, and it Blinky's gonna log in towards the north. DEBRE's up there alongside him, but there's still some distance in between the two. He's still maneuvering around. A lot of clicking here.
He's got the big white truck. Al-Qaid was right there.
It's gonna be further towards the northwest, up all the way
Blinky a little
towards the
closer.
border. DEBRE
Things are getting very close here.
Still alive, but
Not
down
enough
to
to win.
300.
And this is time for Blinky to redeem himself in region guessing.
And honestly, it's time for Blinky to
should be in Ireland here, I think.
Because give
Yeah,
DEBRE
only saw yellow
round
headers,
with these multipliers, and you
Driving
can win
left,
in
no
literally
yellow
any
license
single area.
plates.
Let's
Should
see
be
if it is
Ireland
redemption
again.
time for Blinky, though.
Yeah, it is a fairly small, especially
Have
with
some signs.
those
Definitely
informations
5K
right there.
left for both these guys.
And the N59
Intersection. Plenty of information.
DEBRE doesn't have it. He went the other way.
He only needs to chop off 300 health from DEBRE.
Now he's going down the same path, I believe, but he hasn't gotten to that sign yet. This one doesn't give it
He's
to
shaking
him.
his head, but
he's getting to
sure,
this one
does. There you go.
Will he have enough time? It's 10 seconds for
Maybe
DEBRE
not,
to
though.
scan
DEBRE's
for it
going
and
much
to stay
south.
alive. He needs to get very, very close to survive this
Yeah,
one.
definitely does. One
Being
second
left
left
with 300
remaining.
health.
A lot of readjustment.
And
It's going to
Blinky
be
shakes his
Blinky
head and then
closer
proceeds to 5K.
once again, and he will take
Game 1
game
goes to Blinky.
number 1.
DEBRE gave him a good fight on moving though, which
Masterclass.
Nothing you can do against that.
Isn't really that short,
That was the Blinky
I
we
mean,
know.
One round loss,
DEBRE's
and that
obviously
was
very
one where
good
they
to
were
even get
both
here, so.
practically on top of the
See how he does
ground.
on no move.
Again, I have to mention that DEBRE didn't have any information there.
No?
And even though he didn't have it, he was considering it.
Insane. These guys, I mean, they're playing absolutely next
Here we
level,
go.
but it's going to be Blinky
Game
up
2.
1-0, and with every single round, or game I should say, Blinky wins, that task becomes so much tougher for DEBRE. But now, we're into no move. Let's see how this one pans as we get into round number 1.
Let's see how this one pans. And panning is the only thing they can do here. No driving around.
Stuck in place. As
things you can use here are maybe these buildings.
Yeah, there's architecture enough to go by that you can get some, if not necessarily country specific, then very close there too.
They look distinct and they look Northern European.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Northern European?
Low-key, what country?
It's still a big area.
With the blue window bars, I would agree, but I would go further east.
It's actually not that easy to go around.
Say it's northeast.
Maybe. I mean, Blinky is in Poland right now. I wouldn't go Northern Europe on this if that was me, but we'll see if they opt to do or not.
Okay, we have a Poland and currently a Germany out of...
To follow.
Actually, that's a visual bug, never mind.
He's currently over towards Dresden.
Oh, he is going to
Germany. Insecure.
I don't think any of those guesses are horrible. And it's North Poland.
Towards the northern side, northern shore of Poland, and 700
800 damage first round is not bad.
In round number 1.
At all.
So does that qualify as Northeastern
Not
Europe?
bad at all.
I mean, it was northeastern Poland, so I guess we can we can say that was a tie. Let's put it that way.
All right.
I feel like I had this round today.
Yeah, there you go. Into round 2 we go. No more northeastern European buildings to maneuver with here.
No, we are pretty far away from that.
Better be 5K in this dirt road.
Which seems like
if you don't 5K, that's not good. Okay.
With this
Northern
buildings,
Arch,
architecture, holes, everything combined. Once again, very flat.
It's a repeat round for Blinky. He is, I mean, he's just zooming into that very small town. I think he's just trying to line up a road here.
Blinky is scanning a very, very specific area here.
Yeah, he's going up and down this road.
Going from town to town, even though I would assume they all have the same grid there.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Still looking for
DEBRE
it.
is in.
Despite that, it's still going to be DEBRE to log in first. It's been a bit since he was the first one to get the pin down. Now, pressure is on to Blinky. I say that might be pressured at all. We'll see. Nope, it's going to be a bit further towards the north. And you got to think that had Blinky had 2 more seconds to make this happen, he had scanned all the cities in the nearby vicinity, it would have probably ended up there eventually. But it's going to be him.
Round 3 now, double damage.
In this one, as
Again,
we get into
DEBRE.
round number 3.
He
Ruined
had
the flawless so far
left.
for game 2.
So good on DEBRE to
Very
put
beautiful
pressure
round.
on.
Very beautiful round.
Mountainous location here. No houses though. No bullets. No antennas and no poles.
True.
What
it's a straight nature
with here, Gelotris?
We have a valley on both sides. Oh, maybe you could assume that we are surrounding it.
DEBRE in Japan as well. What sends them there? Is the fields down below?
How are you getting Japan here?
You hate to hear it, but the low camp.
Yeah, I mean, you know what that
Without that, I mean,
as good a reason
I don't
as
know
any.
if I would have thought of Japan immediately.
But now, I mean, if you know
Just
Japan,
an
now
obvious low
you
cam. I
start
actually
looking
can't
at
tell.
valleys,
I could
and I think
never
that's
tell.
exactly what Blinky is doing. These mountains.
I mean, that's a task, which is challenging, I would say.
Definitely.
But
and you got 2 seconds
Wow,
to do it.
that is
and
insane. That is ridiculous that they're both getting that.
Thousands and thousands of valleys to pick between, and they both get into the same one.
I just don't even understand how that's possible.
That was very impressive.
Incredible.
I mean, I don't even know what they used there, not even in hindsight.
Absolutely incredible. So gifted are these players. There's a reason they've made it all the way to the grand finals and probably will make a long run into the World Championship as well as we go into round number 4 here with yet another seemingly big country.
Not an easy round. Could be a lot of damage.
And it
Definitely.
looks like Russia.
Yes, sir.
DEBRE's looking.
I don't
Ooh,
know.
a lot of sunflowers, so should definitely be like western near like Ukraine border.
A lot south of Moscow.
Gotta use that
In
sunflower
addition
meta.
to that, I
Should be
don't
like
really
western
see much
third.
here.
Well,
Maybe the
DEBRE.
sunflower fields are also more of a western thing, so
DEBRE locks in as fast as can be with the info that he was given, but they're going to
Put
be
me
close
as
to
a
one
caster,
another, a
it's
little
all
bit towards the north.
And it's western.
But again, even when DEBRE is somewhat close by, Blinky will be closer. He's been hit once.
DEBRE hasn't taken a big hit
yet,
yet, which is
and
good.
now we head into round
He's made
number 5.
pretty
with
solid
Blinky
guesses
in
pretty
a
much
solid
every
lead.
time.
and we are in dark tunnel. They
What?
probably they probably
There we
need to. Well, they cannot move. I hope it will appear for them.
We will see.
We will see.
If not, then I'm sure the admins will do
Admins,
what
we
they
ready?
can to make sure that this is going to be fixed, because
they going
that would be a
at the
hard
tower?
position to guess. And there we
They
go.
have it.
They have the position.
That could have been bad.
It was
for
on
them.
our end.
Scary for a second. Everyone going, but that's we just like to bring the extra excitement. As if the games weren't
That's what
enough
it was
already.
for.
Yeah, as if the games weren't enough already. But here we are. UK is where DEBRE is headed. You'd imagine that Blinky might follow suit.
Yep, I do like that, especially with this red brick all over the place. Very commonly found.
Blinky looking around Birmingham.
Blinky goes Birmingham. I don't know my city specifics, but how are you liking this guess?
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to work with once again here. I mean, we are surrounded by some trees and some
I would agree, there's not a lot to work with.
Maybe the climate looks a bit more northern.
Manchester,
like,
Birmingham,
it's a lot more
but it's
north.
going to be further north.
Yeah.
It's all the way up in Scotland. Glasgow is where we are. And that's going to
500 damage.
500 damage done to Blinky. Good little comeback for DEBRE. One of many to come.
A lot of these games just pretty much end in one round with the multis at the end. There's 2 chip damage and then someone deals a big blow at the end.
Next one.
Hold on.
If you know,
any representatives waving the flag? The Valor Football Club, champions of the country league in 1928. Maybe.
Maybe.
The players are there, ready. They just need another 9, and they're good to form a team.
Mm-hmm. I would like that.
Yeah. A bunch of very vertical, thin trees.
It's really all you got to work with. You got the trees
Definitely
there in the distance. You got a car
Northern Europe.
parked. The perfect angle to not really give away a whole lot either. DEBRE hovering over Finland for good reason.
I was thinking Finland as well.
I thought
Soil,
it was also Finland.
trees.
And once again, I mean,
car
it's
looking
kind of
like?
hard to see on this angle, but the car plate did look a bit shorter. Which is a clue for Finland. And those trees look pretty tall.
Yeah, we're back to tall tree meta again.
I mean, tall tree
Let's
meta.
get a good feel for that.
It's a real thing.
I think this should be more stubborn with the height of the trees.
Blinky is in Sweden. You can see he's bouncing back and forth. This might end up being a water hedge, but Blinky is not usually one to hedge, especially not in between countries. He's bouncing back and forth. Flip a coin, my man, because there seems to be indecisiveness where DEBRE is sat tight in Finland, and for good reason as well. He is going to come out victorious in this round.
Very important switch and commitment to Finland.
Yes. That could have been a lot more costly. With round 6 being where we were, that could definitely have been dangerous. But now let's go into round number 7, where wine stocks and vineyards are abound.
A lot of them.
Interesting.
I mean, the buildings did kind of look Croatian to me.
I was about to say
also makes sense with the wineries.
That's where Blinky
Croatia.
That's where
DEBRE
Croatia follows.
So I mean, Slovenia, that's not that bad of a guess.
Then again, it is very, very flat to that one direction, and then you can slightly see a ridge, which is something the players can use, and we are also driving up north. But yeah.
Get the Croatia.
Incredible rounds being played here.
DEBRE? 3 rounds in a row.
Section of the country there.
Definitely Blinky able to get that one.
Still losing
going
technically,
to round
but
number 8, the multipliers at
4.5 times damage.
4.5. But with how close both of these players are constantly in this game, you'd have to imagine it doesn't matter. There's a good chance the round 10 will be the deciding factor in this one.
There is a very good chance for that.
Both playing an absolutely
not an easy round at all.
Incredible game.
Could definitely be game.
This is gonna be difficult for me. I thought we are in southern Spain, but I'm not the best region guesser in Spain.
We did hear DEBRE talk about region guessing in Spain in the winner's interview of the previous game, so maybe there's something for him here.
Doesn't look like they're getting too much information off any signs.
Still, but being down 1-0 to Blinky, if he could turn that tide here, that would be huge.
It would definitely be. I mean, on a location like this, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a split within the country.
True.
DEBRE could low-key steal this game here.
Generally
4.5 times damage. They're both in southern Spain though, so probably doesn't end
more lush and green, not
unless
that many
someone
palm trees as we have in this location.
switches up.
A bit more tropical, so I would say somewhere along the east coast. Does make sense.
He's going northeast.
If someone 5Ks, that could be Blinky all the way up towards Barcelona.
Someone 5Ks.
There's a good distance in between the two, and with the multiplier stacking like this, if this is a 5K for either side, it could be dangerous.
DEBRE's close.
It will be Blinky out victorious, and it will be Blinky taking game.
DEBRE steals that game. Wins 4 straight on the latter half and ties the series 1-1.
What?
It's a great momentum game.
And it wasn't Blinky at all, it was DEBRE.
Especially going into moving where you know Blinky's the best in the world.
I was pointing at you already. I was waiting for you to correct it.
Yeah, I got it.
That's a must-win game.
It happens.
We got there in the end. It's been a long day, but we're still here. This grand final is insane, and what better way than this not being a stomp, but a fight back and forth.
If you're not spinning the characters
able to make a showing here
in the pre-round screen, what are you doing?
On a location like that, you consider the east
really
and the
your only
south,
option.
and them both not agreeing, splitting up, will give DEBRE the win here.
Definitely, we're going back to moving. Both these two guys are very capable. Blinky, among many, made a name for himself as the best moving player in the world. We'll see if DEBRE has it in him to take on against him here as we go in to round number 1.
Round number 1. Decisions. Which way do you go?
Decisions indeed.
Here we go, game 3 moving.
Three-way intersection.
Tied 1-1.
Will
Blinky take the lead?
Do you go downhill? Maybe you don't go at all.
In his
seems like
strongest
they will
game
indeed
mode.
both
Will
go. Got a
DEBRE
little bit of a city down below
still
there,
moving?
but not a whole
Time to
lot
find
of
out.
to go by, at least not yet.
Not yet. It seems like they are getting closer towards some signs, though. For a second, I thought it could be Liechtenstein.
Cam, which sometimes
I haven't seen
when you have a Europe like
ever
this,
in a
where you're like,
competition, I don't think.
No?
Did we
is
have
it like,
any
you
in
know,
the
southern Germany, Switzerland, Austria, kind of that
You're
area?
asking me if I can remember 21 weeks
A
worth.
lot of times I feel like people don't, especially newer players, don't really notice the low cam.
all the locations we had in the Pro
It's
League.
pretty noticeable.
There might
if you're
have been, I
thinking
mean, odds
Switzerland's an
are that we
option.
have at least one, but I'm not quite sure. These guys taking their time with this one as well. Even if it's a smaller country, a lot on the line here, so do not want to make any mistakes. Blinky is going to lock in just for good measure. He's
And they're right next to each other, so round 1's going to be pretty much a draw.
It's going to be a close one, and they are going to be close to one another. DEBRE actually was on point, opted to go further west.
Huge
still,
damage out of
now
DEBRE, that
victorious
is
in this
massive.
Round, 3-point damage done to Blinky.
Yeah, very important abbreviation on that sign. The SO was for Solothurn, which is a canton in Switzerland, allowing
Potential
them
for a
to
crazy
get
guess
close
here with this
there.
water. It looks like
And would you look at that
maybe
once
a Bay
again?
Area
We
or a
are
lake or
in
something
Japan,
like
and
that.
once again we see some motion
with the tall vertical lines.
as both
Looks like
players
with the poor
move
reflectors,
downhill.
which
Again,
can
they
be
agree on the
regional, I
direction to
believe.
go. One is fast moving, one is taking it slow. Blinky
Lot of
almost
water going
reaching
on.
that ocean.
He's going for the water. He's
Whereas
running.
DEBRE takes it really, really slow here.
Yeah. Going back towards
Using
the,
their, using the pole plate,
the
whatever
pole
it's
to
called.
see if there's anything
what I'm
that
saying?
he would have missed.
It
Whereas
is
Blinky
region specific.
is racing for the sea.
So are the some of the diamonds on the
331.
roads are also region
That's enough for
specific
Blinky
as
to
well.
work with. Now he's going to one of the smaller islands on the far southern side.
We are on Okinawa.
Yep.
Yep.
And DEBRE also gets a good sign, even better, I would say. And not only the 331,
Both trying to line up the road.
331 on it, but
Trying
also
to
some
find a
towns.
town name, perhaps.
But will this be enough for Blinky to just line it up anyway? And
Could be. I mean, they're both set on the very same tip, and for good reason. They're the exact same distance to the target. Goes
Blinky.
to show the skill here
Respond
with
to
2
damage.
is all that's being
5
done.
total
Both
damage
very,
after 2
very
rounds.
capable guesses here in round number 2.
Might be here for a while.
once again, right between the
2
players.
times damage now. Driving on the left.
And once again, we are in South Africa.
Had a lot of South Africa this
Yeah,
tournament.
big country, potentially big damage, of course. That's what you would usually say, but then you see these two guys, and they're probably going to end up having little to no damage done with how incredibly well they're both playing right now.
I saw DEBRE zooming into a sign for a second. I think there was an area. Oh my god, that is an overload of a lot of things you can read.
035, 082, and he's going to go hard east north of Durban.
He filtered out that information
Yeah.
so quick. He really knew
he got
what to
the
look
same
at. He
sign.
got it as well.
You have 82, you have 35. Something about the behind the screen as well, but they both find it. Of course they
It's
do.
not fair. It's not
As
fair.
we
It's
said,
not fair. It's
incredibly
ridiculous.
talented players, and 20 damage is all she wrote.
It's so
in
consistent.
round
Like,
number
it's
3,
just
this one, as close as can possibly be.
Impossible for them not to 5K on moving.
I mean, we talk
That's what
about
it feels like.
consistency as the key to be victorious in GeoGuessr, but
Need to
this
see
is
some
not
polls from a big
consistency.
Australia
This is
poll guy.
non-stop perfection at the level of play.
Definitely. I mean,
Consistency is not even a
blue
thing
car.
anymore. It is being flawless until
Oh,
you have
that
that
was
one
the
wave. And they
Stobie
can still
poll
win you
says maybe
rounds
South-
against other opponents, but here there's
Australia,
no
I
room
almost
for
said
such things
South
to happen.
Africa.
Yeah, I didn't see any mistakes at all. Like, even if you look back at the Spain round, it was
Australia
a hard round. It
pulled
wasn't a
those
bad
out.
guess.
Definitely.
Very
That doesn't
memorable,
qualify as a
very
bad guess
easy,
or as a
and
mistake.
they're
It's just the
very
50-50 you have
consistent as well.
sometimes.
Incredibly hard. We're going to see Blinky
Okay.
go towards Southern Australia.
No!
DEBRE goes to South Africa. There's a hand
DEBRE
in the
just
air.
missed click or
Something went
something.
wrong.
I'm not sure what
okay,
just happened.
whew, I was scared there for a second, but
I
he's
think
not-
it was the same
Yeah.
issue we had earlier with taking
Oh, it was the same guess as the previous round.
Previous
Yep,
round,
yep. We've had that before.
Okay, it was a bug. He did go.
I was worried for a second because it looked like his reaction was, wait, I made a mistake, but then you instantly see it on the screen there that was, and as you said, a repeat issue that we had earlier.
I wasn't even locked in, so I didn't see if he actually like zoomed in or if he did anything.
Scary times. And again, this is yet another factor you add to the LAN jitters, because it's not just about the audience. It's not just about thousands and thousands of people watching from home and all over the world. It's not just about sitting in front of your opponent. You have momentum going your way. You're playing even against the best player in the world, and then something like this happening. Yes, that might not cost him anything in the game, because you will get a chance to reset.
I'm like paying patiently. I'll just click the guess button. I'm clicking in on the guess.
Does it throw you off your game? Can your mental reset going into the next round?
Yeah, I mean, we can already tell from the pre-game interviews how locked in these players are.
Exactly.
They don't even want to talk. They don't want to answer any questions. They just want to get these games done.
Of course, you have an NPC.
Yeah, this can have a big impact on the mental for sure.
Hide your face with a sign.
My headset back on. Seems to me like DEBRE is back in a good headspace, being calm, you know, making sure that the over-ears are set the way you want them to. Don't want to have any frustrations whatsoever. We are going to roll back this round and make sure that everything is being placed as it should be. So once again, I think we can get this one going if we're good from production to get into game. And yes, indeed, I think we will be. The game has already started. So let's go here.
So they just
reset round
basically that round
4.
never happened. They just skipped the round.
And they are in it. Both, once again, the same sign. It's right around the corner, and we see St. Petersburg on the sign 111 kilometers away. Should be somewhere in the surroundings.
Yeah, they're both going to go towards the north. Makes sense. I mean, not that my guess is qualified, but this has kind of Finnish vibes to it, so it makes sense that you would be in border territory. This is also something that I find very interesting about Blinky and his playstyle is he doesn't stuck too much in one place. He already soaked in that information on that side, and he moves on to maybe find something even better. He's processing information while looking for new information, not sitting looking at stuff while thinking. That's all happening. As we go in again, it goes to show the years and thousands of hours of experience that he and they both have, as they both make their way into the exact same intersection.
Oh my gosh, 2 damage. Holy.
5k for BLINKY, 5k -1 for DEBRE, 10k -1 in the grand finals. Whew. What better way to come off of a take pause like that and then go both showing, okay, we still got it, we're still in the game, we still know what we're doing, as we're now going to round number 5.
That definitely brings you right back into it.
Exactly. Look at their scores. We're in round 5 and neither of them has taken over 30 damage yet.
That's crazy.
This is absurd.
Was that 31 total damage?
This is completely and utterly absurd.
Math.
This is what you would imagine from the EMEA
that's
final
27.
match.
We talk about masterclass GeoGuessr. I mean, it does not get any more impressive than this. Let's see now. Tasmania is where BLINKY is headed. DEBRE, this is going to be the first big damage deal, unless if the indicator is right in between them. This could be huge. It will be huge. BLINKY gets the almost 5k once again.
And that's game.
It's going to be game. BLINKY sets himself up 2-1.
Wow. I mean, we saw BLINKY putting on the pressure, and DEBRE took his time, looked around, and in this case, he tried to use more of the landscape to make a guess, rather than a very crucial information to get Tasmania out of possum guards.
He's probably like
one round.
And this pressure he put on really came in handy for BLINKY here.
And that's the issue, right? You play toe-to-toe with BLINKY, but one a single mistake made, where in other games your other opponent would be maybe with you off the marker or a little bit off. BLINKY don't make those mistakes.
He doesn't. You hope for it, but it just doesn't happen.
If DEBRE wants to make this happen, he has to take the next 2. He won the previous no move, so the odds are in that regard in his favor, but he needs to make it happen, and he needs to do so right now. BLINKY is 1 game away from a potential European Championship title. Let's see if he can make it happen here in round number 1 of game 4.
Will we get an NPC?
Definitely could be.
Will Blinky close it out here on no move?
Case or not. A lot on the line here. Blinky has won the World Championship, won the World League, but never raised the EMEA trophy. DEBRE, on the other hand, in EMEA last year struggled to get things going as well. This would be an enormous victory for both these players. And that's not even considering prize pools, World League points of any of that. No, just for them individually, this would be incredible. First login comes through from DEBRE.
Definitely, and we have a country split up.
Ooh, DEBRE, great guess.
In Slovakia.
That's the start you want. Again,
getting it right. That's a good start for him.
As I was saying, Blinky don't make mistakes, but when he do, because 300 kilometers is probably the most you're going to get him off target. When he do, you better be on point to punish. And good thing for DEBRE is that he was.
What is this?
Very, very important first round for DEBRE.
GG's, bro. GG's.
This is his last chance. He needs to win here.
What is this? What are those birds? It's going to analyze the birds.
In this match, and we are in round 2. It looks like Australia.
South Australia.
Down to Adelaide. DEBRE first to lock in again.
It is.
Yeah, it looks like we had
Blinky did see
a Stobie pole, we call it.
Yeah.
In a distance.
It's a great spot.
It's specific to South Australia, so that's how the players know that it is somewhere there. But someone named Blinky.
You get me
doesn't only
once.
know that, he knows way, way, way more.
You catch me once. Joke's on me. You don't get to do that twice, though. Great job, Blinky. Being able to reset the leaderboard there as things are now tied coming into round 3.
Okay.
Round 3.
I'm gonna act like that never happened.
Colo cross.
You have a cross?
Yeah.
We have a cross on the back of that sign.
The first message you'll learn as a newcomer to the scene. Good to see that even amongst the highest level of play, it's also relevant knowledge to have.
It is. It does help. I mean, there are a lot of countries you can mix it up. We saw it earlier as well.
Definitely.
Definitely a country that does allow some toss-ups.
Definitely looks like flatter and drier.
Sure. DEBRE again, trying to put pressure on here. First one to lock in on the northern shores of Colombia. Blinky looks to go further
he found
south.
Oh.
Wait,
it said Granada, and he zoomed into Granada, and he switched up.
He went further north, should have gone.
Okay, it was another one.
There were multiple Granadas in.
There are more than
Wow. Good he realized it doesn't look like that Granada down there.
Bro's got to go Granada.
That's insane. The fact that you get a CV that matches where you are, and they're going, nah, that's got to be more than one, because the vibe of this area doesn't add up. That is insane confidence to second guess yourself at that level.
They probably like their own territories or states or whatever it's called.
Round 4 is about us. Let's see what we got to go with here.
And this is the next one. I was actually not that sure, but it looks like Italy to me based on the looks.
Got the palms. Ooh,
very Mediterranean.
Looking southern Spain, all the way down towards Gibraltar.
Guess you could have 32
We have red reflectors in the guardrails.
Did you say Sigma?
Of course, no pins.
I don't think you would ever see them in Spain.
With that Sigma?
No pins put down just yet. Could still be readjusting.
Someone's got a 5K, that's
going back further towards the east again. Everything you're saying here as well, Loaders, of course, being processed at hyper speeds by both DEBRE and Blinky. So, not liking what he was thinking for Spain. The initial thought been cancelled now, going further back towards the east.
Yeah, I cannot blame him at all. I mean, in first glance, I also thought of that region around Gibraltar that does definitely also look like this.
13 seconds. This one is going to run all the way down to 0. Blinky is set on the northern shore. DEBRE is out towards the west. They're close to one another. He's zooming far out. He's not sure if he wants to commit or not.
He doesn't switch it.
Does commit in the end.
A good
decision on his part. Still losing the round, but that could have been way more costly had he opted to go Spain here. So he stays in the game and makes it through to round number 5.
Round number 5.
Difficult round.
I have a mile marker.
Yeah.
Let's see how well they can use it. Those usually give you the distance to the capital. We are in the Philippines.
What does this look like?
DEBRE, first one to open the map. Blinky, yet to do so. Looking through the trees here. Is he looking for mountains in the distance? What is he scanning for?
Definitely, maybe looking for water, which you possibly could see along a road in the Philippines. Maybe looking for water, for mountains.
Blinky's looking
just trying to not miss any clue at all.
Trying to line up hillsides here. Blinky, I think, is. You can see he's jumping from island to island at a swift pace. trying to figure out where this ends up. Looking for coastal roads that could potentially have that bend around the side. You see him on stream sitting through these things day in and day out.
Looking on
stuck
islands.
in place, trying to pinpoint these exact locations.
Exactly
Might have found something here, so it is bending the way that he wants it to. DEBRE further up towards the north, towards Manila proper. See who's going to get it. There's some distance in between them, and it's going to be closer towards DEBRE, right in between, or somewhat in between, but look at the damage coming through towards BLINKY. We're 5 rounds in, and he's now sat just below 2,400.
And it's once again on a Philippines round. We saw it
one
earlier.
bad guess and you just lose immediately.
Can be a difficult country.
Definitely.
2 region guess. Now let's see how well these players
whether you got horse
can region guess this one, because I mean, we are in Thailand, we have those square poles with the holes, the long lamp, all good clues, but again, a country that is very, very difficult to region guess.
Horse meta,
BLINKY.
goat meta, monkey meta, or hen meta, you got them all available
hey,
here.
Whatever you want to use, whatever will help you.
Whichever works, as it does seem like we are in fact in Thailand, DEBRE.
I don't see any mountains at all.
Yeah.
Again, it should be like more likely
might have
the eastern
rich
parts.
I was gonna say you might have something towards the east northeast, like where BLINKY is looking now behind those buildings. There's like a dark smudge, but I'm not sure if that's just low-hanging clouds or what it is.
It could be. It is very hard to tell from this
It's
angle.
a great call out.
Also something that could
Is them in the same area, kind of northeast.
Lining up further towards the north, DEBRE a bit further out towards the east here. 3.5 times multipliers. Could be huge if one of them lines it up perfectly. BLINKY now, though, going over towards where DEBRE was set up. He's going to be the first one to lock in. Now let's see if he's going to join him. He will. And this was actually over in the vicinity of where BLINKY was initially. So in this case,
looking very
a case
solid
of
so
BLINKY
far.
second guessing, not coming out to help him this time around, down to 1,500 health.
Definitely, that was his first guess, and by panning around looking for mountains, which you usually see in the north, and the lack of mountains made him reconsider his guess.
Tough call on that one. Let's see now. He's playing from behind, down by over 2,000, almost 3,000 health. But of course, with these multipliers, anything can still happen. DEBRE, first to zoom in on the map, might go with a quick guess here once again, and indeed he will. All the way down towards the Guatemala border. Oh, he's a Colombian.
And we have talked about these toss-ups. Mexico, Colombia.
We've seen it already today be the deciding factor of a match. If BLINKY commits here, this should be game, and it will be.
What a guess from DEBRE.
DEBRE
will beat BLINKY, and we are going to NMPC.
What a guess. Not only getting the country but right on it. That was a very impressive guess by DEBRE, giving us the NMPC and giving him a chance to still win this match and get the EMEA champion.
EMEA Grand Finals NMPC. We could not have written this up any better. DEBRE now waving hand in the air. We're going to have an admin come over and make sure that everything else should be. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We get a chance to breathe. The players get a chance to breathe. We are in for a rough time, because if NMPC here, Gelotris, in this tournament so far has been anything to go by, I cannot tell you who's going to win this race.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, NMPC is a game mode you might want to call random.
Yeah.
It can happen, but it's also
this
really interesting how well...
everyone's strapped in.
Wait a minute. Something has happened on stage. Something has happened on stage.
What was the break for?
We have had a wardrobe change on the stage. The NMPC hat has been put on for DEBRE. He needs the magic in order to claim this one. Is the hat going to be the difference maker in whether or not he's going to win the game? I'm not sure. It's BLINKY versus NMPC. It's Leopard versus the black hat of BLINKY.
That's a very, very well-lit intermission. Getting the NMPC hat on.
A wardrobe change for game number 5 in the grand finals of the EMEA Major.
W fans.
Guys, you're chipping. This will no doubt be the final game.
Final game of the Major.
So make
this is where legacies are created.
BLINKY versus DEBRE. 1 game left to go. This is
W hype.
NMPC.
Yep, get hype.
And this all the players get to work with a still image.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's count it down. 2, 1. We are in an NPC, and this is what they get. One screenshot, nothing else. All you can do is put your face closer to the monitor and try and make out where you are.
Low vegetation.
And also classic for these NPC games is this IRL zoom we see from both players, both leaning in immediately, trying to spot everything they got. Both
I've not practiced Mongolia at all.
They're out towards the north, up towards the north, I should say. Seems like Blinky is going to join him a bit further towards the west, but still in the vicinity. It's a massive country, though, so of course, even though they look to be close together, could still be multiple 100 kilometers apart. And indeed, it will be 100 kilometers closer. Is DEBRE coming off to a good start here. But NPC is the territory where anything can happen. So let's take it straight in to round number 2.
I can just continue where I was interrupted by the NPC at getting on. NPC is really a mode where these players get tested how well you can do on the most difficult locations out there.
Oh yes. Oh,
it's not easy.
Yes. What better place to be? A farmland, an open dirt road, not a single proper tree inside DEBRE is annoyed. Seems like Blinky is a little flooded as well. What do we have to work with here? Talk to me, Gelotris, you're the expert.
And this is exactly what I mean. I mean, as a pro player, you want to use buildings.
Japan, Canada!
If
there is a 50-50, then that's it. Japan or Canada?
Yeah, you usually want a building, you want poles, you want trees. Those are the things you can work with. You want mountains, but in this case, you don't really have anything to work with.
There is nothing.
I mean,
you have a trailer in the distance.
I'm guessing Canada.
You have mountains in the far distance. We have 7 seconds left to work with.
In round 2 and already
have
all
vibes. It is Mongolia versus Canada. It's Canada, and that could be game of the year.
Will definitely be game.
DEBRE is your EMEA Major Champion.
What an insane guess to finish off this game. Coming back from behind, going over to the NPC and closing it out like this. What an insane game from DEBRE.
You can see it on himself. It's going to take a couple of seconds to process what just happened, but there you have it. The silver plate in hand given to him by Mikhail Falco from the GeoGuessr as well. What a game. What a performance. Everyone, make some noise for your EMEA champion,
coming up.
And he's so happy about it.
I mean, you played extremely well. Oh yeah, take this picture. Yeah. Alright. Just like that, DEBRE is your European
such a fierce
major
competition.
Champion.